The Trump administration has just deployed 4,000 Marines, 3 Aegis-equipped destroyers, a nuclear attack submarine, a P-8 surveillance aircraft, and warships into international waters off the coast of Venezuela. The White House is framing this as a campaign against drug cartels. They've literally used the word terrorist. The American media is saying that Maduro, the president of Venezuela, is secretly the head of the Cartel de los Soles, and they have issued a $50 million reward for his capture. The US intelligence community itself disagrees with this cartel narrative. A declassified National Intelligence Council assessment that represents 18 US intelligence agencies concluded that there is none, not a shred of credible evidence that connects President Maduro to the cartels. The only agency to diverge from this unanimous intelligence community consensus was the FBI. What's really going on here? Chevron is an American oil giant, and they have been operating in Venezuela for 100 years. Venezuela has the largest proven oil reserves in the world. During Trump's first presidency, sanctions on Venezuela tightened. In the early 2000s, Hugo Chavez nationalized Venezuela's oil and pushed Exxon and other oil companies from America out. He passed the 2001 hydrocarbons law that required the state oil firm, PDVSA, to hold at least 51% control in any hydrocarbon ventures in the company. While Exxon cut its losses and retreated, Chevron stayed and became the only US oil company left in Venezuela. The oil is in Venezuela. Venezuela owns it. But Chevron is an American company. It's based in the US. It must follow US law. Since 2015, Washington has declared Venezuela its national emergency. That means US presidents can ban companies from doing business there. And in 2019, that's exactly what Trump did. He banned US oil trade with Venezuela. Licenses are exceptions. If the White House wants, it can hand Chevron a special license that says you are allowed to continue to exploit Venezuela. These licenses are geopolitical weapons. Both Biden and Trump have used this license power in the last few years. It's not a Republican or a Democrat issue. All the oligarchs agree they want Venezuela's oil. In 2023, Biden quietly renewed Chevron's license and oil started to flow into the US-controlled Gulf Coast. This July, the Trump administration announced that it wanted to tighten sanctions again. That fits the cartel narrative. That's the part you see. He doesn't mention the licensing or how he gave Chevron a special shiny new license. They are now allowed to pump and export crude directly to the US. Since July, Venezuela's exports have already dropped 10%. This is economic war he's waging. Never mind the Marines. It shows you how Trump weaponizes sanctions. They're like valves that Washington can open and close to manipulate. Chevron now has a monopoly over Venezuela's state-owned oil. Chevron CEO Mike Wirth personally lobbied the US Treasury and the White House to do this. March 2025, Yahoo Finance, Chevron CEO. March 2025, more market reporters, same shit. These meetings were reported on by Axios, the Wall Street Journal, and Reuters. You were told that Iraq was about weapons of mass destruction, but the outcome of the war in Iraq was that BP, Shell, Exxon, and Total Energies acquired Iraq's oil fields, and Halliburton got stinky rich off no-bid defense contracts. You were told that Afghanistan was to fight terrorism and destroy Al-Qaeda, who you had trained. But the outcome was American involvement in gas pipeline talks between Pakistan, India, and Afghanistan. What are you doing here, Felicia? You were told that the Libya NATO invasion in 2011 was to protect the civilians from the scary Gaddafi. But as soon as he fell, Total Energies, BP, and ENI Italy quickly moved to secure oil contracts with the post-Gaddafi government. You were told that Syria was about fighting ISIS. But still now today, US troops are stationed in Syria's northeast oil fields. You were told that Yemen was about stopping the Houthis. But it is US arm makers Raytheon, Boeing, Lockheed Martin who are making billions, forcing the sale of weapons to the Saudi government. The war in Yemen maps onto, you fucking guessed it, oil pipelines. The war in Yemen is about control of the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, a vital oil choke point. You were told that Sudan was about stopping genocide and terrorism. But after independence, it was US oil companies that got access to Sudan's oil fields and are still there. You were told that Nigeria was about Boko Haram, but it was US oil companies Chevron and ExxonMobil who continued to secure drilling rights in the Niger Delta. And you are being told that invading Venezuela is to stop narco-terrorism. Never mind the fact that Big Pharma, opium wars, Contras, the US government is the world's biggest narco-terrorist. Never mind that. This was requested personally by Chevron. The script out of Washington has not changed in 100 years. Each generation gets the same recycled headline. Ordinary Americans didn't vote to send 4,000 Marines to Venezuela any more than they voted to go into Vietnam or Iraq. So the army in Venezuela has 320,000 people, like proper soldier personnel. On top of that, the country has a fucking enormous reserve paramilitary militia, and that has 3 million members. Mobilizing millions of ordinary civilians into a militia like that is a signal of political authority. This is a popular government. There has been a long-standing doctrine, started by Chavez and continued by Maduro, of a people's war to keep the invader out. Those numbers are no joke. They show that there is mass support, mass readiness, and mass mobilization against US foreign intervention. The troops going in here face a Vietnam-style war. Venezuela is being provided with arms by Russia, credit by China, fuel from Iran, gold from Turkey, and Cuban security and intelligence. I wouldn't want to be one of those Marines, would you? Venezuelans know that they need to defend their sovereignty from imperial aggression. I wish Americans understood the same thing.